It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I don't even need a flashlight, but I do need to turn up the light on my camera. Hello everybody. Sounds like something's walking over there. It's really weird. Got a new handgun, as you will all be seeing here shortly. I will be painting the front sight here momentarily of the new handgun. Well, it's new-ish. You'll all see what I mean. Oh, looky there. Yeah, y'all couldn't see it. Big old snow truck. Salt truck. Too much water on my camera lens. There it goes. Good, we need them. Need them out putting salt down. Alright. Well, I'm going to walk my dog and then we'll get in and get started. Let me dab out some paint here. Okay, filming? Sweet. Alright. I'm painting the front side of my Smith & Wesson Model 17-3. It is mine now. Little late or early Christmas present from my dad. And what we're doing today is we're painting the front sight of the handgun, because when it's paired against these rear sights, that black on black kind of gets lost. So I'm going to take a little dab of orange and touch up the front sight there, kind of like what I did with my M1A. So let's get a toothpick here. Don't want nothing too big, too drastic. Alright, let's get a little bit of orange paint, like so. Grab a hold of it and just gently, so let's scoot that over gently, touch up the front sight there. Now later on I may have to use a better paint, but for right now, like that. Sweet. Okay. Alright, we'll let that sit. Kind of an archaic thing going on right now. We'll just set it right there. And we'll see how it looks here in a little bit. Alright. This is hours later after we applied the orange paint. Trying to get it to focus. Yeah, there we go. This is kind of, there we go. Let's try this. See, dump that orange paint on that front sight to look a whole lot better in contrast. I think it does. Yep, the old Smith & Wesson Model 17-3 .22 long rifle revolver is now mine. Let me set the holster down here. Of course, you guys have all seen this handgun 1,000 times on the channel. I've done several videos on it in the past. I even have a music video of it. But the other night I was, cleaning it for my dad. And he was just like, why don't you just latch on to it? Kind of like with the Nitro Hunter, he's like, I never shoot it. that often, hardly ever. And he's like, I think it would be a lot better in your hands than it would be mine, because I shoot it all the time. I need to re-wipe it down, and I may need to clean out the inside of that holster because it is kind of dirty on the sides. I had just oiled it up too, so I'll wipe it down again here after this video. I'll go and get a oily rag. But yeah, my first handgun. Life is full of surprises. So now I have a handgun. It's a 22. It is unloaded, by the way. Let me open the cylinder here and show you guys. As you can see, no live ammunition in the cylinder. So I was very pleased. He said, he basically said, happy early Merry Christmas, you know. So I was like, okay, well, I got a new handgun. I don't have any plans to, concealed carry it. I mean, now that I've got a handgun, I could go and get my concealed carry license. I was going to wait until I bought a Glock or something, but now that I've got one, I might as well go get my CCW license. And I don't know if I will carry this specific handgun, but since now that it's mine, I've been looking into all sorts of different stuff. Last night I was looking into holsters for it, and my dad was like, oh, it comes with a leather holster, like it had one. And this is what he handed to me. This was according to him, the holster that it came with. It's pretty old, but I don't mind. I don't care, because it fits in there perfectly. Fits it like a glove. Very nice. And it's a very tight fit, as you can all see there. No wobble, and it has a thumb strap to keep it in, which is very easy to pop too, because I can just go like that, and it's real easy to pop. It isn't stiff. It's a very easy to snap cap on that leather strap that goes around the back end of it. And it doesn't catch the revolver. I mean, to pull it out is easy. It doesn't like stick in there. There is no resistance pulling it out. You just pull it out and it comes right away. So that's a bonus. And earlier I was looking for 22 revolver speed loaders for the cylinder. If I can get the cylinder to open. The cylinder does have a bit of has had a problem for a long time, where this button, you press the cylinder release and the cylinder locks. See, I'm trying to get it to come out, and that's a bit of an issue. Sometimes it will come out, sometimes it won't. Let me move the cylinder around. Now, word of advice to those of you who are not very familiar with revolvers or don't know them very well, don't actuate the hammer a whole lot. I mean, if you do have the hammer down like I do now, like, pull the trigger and keep your thumb on the hammer and let it go home if it's empty, because eventually that will wear out all the little springs and stuff inside the frame, and the timing between the cylinder rotating and the hammer will mess up, and it's just a big hassle that you don't want to have to deal with. Well, it ain't going to open, but what I was wanting to do is, like, I was looking into speed loaders for a 22 revolver where you could open the cylinder up and, you know, just stick it on there and put in 6 new shells. See if I can get it to open again. There it goes. Yeah. Yeah, that way you could get a speed loader and, you know, put it in there and, you know, however you use a speed loader. I've never used one before. And then close it back up and you've reloaded 6 shells and you're ready to go again. So I don't know, I've been looking into it because, you know, part of me says maybe concealed carry. I can't really conceal carry, I guess. I'd have to open carry because the holster. The holster and the handgun itself is quite large, as you guys can see, and I did put it on my belt earlier, and it's pretty hefty. I mean, if I were to say, you know, having to like carry it, like if this was my only option, I definitely would, because the weight and stuff didn't bother me. It's just that it's really big for outside the waist. I mean, but if they had it inside the waist, I'm sure it probably wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. I'm not an expert on concealed carry stuff, so I just go off of what I see people talk about and whatnot. But you know, part of me says not really, more like more of a range toy, you know, for going to the range or going out to the cabin or whatnot and plink with it. But another part of me says, well, I could conceal carry it and have it for everyday carry until I get something in a bigger caliber. Not saying that 22 would be a bad choice. 22 is still a very lethal cartridge. But I'd prefer something at 9mm for concealed carry. But there it is. My new handgun. Well, new. It's new because it's mine now. I am the owner of it now. This used to belong to my grandpa on my mom's side of the family. He's still alive, but he used to own this, and he wanted my dad to have it. And according to my grandpa, when they bought this, it was filthy. Right? I mean, because this handgun's had multiple owners. It's been owned by like 500 different people. And my grandpa came upon it, and he bought it off of some gentleman. And then my dad, or my grandpa gave it to my dad, and now I have it, and because my dad gave it to me. So this handgun has been subservient to several people in my area over the years, and it's still. I mean, it's a nice revolver. I really love it, and you guys have seen me shoot it dozens of times. But according to my grandpa, when he got it, it said it was filthy, absolutely like covered in like not cosmoline, but like gunk. Like it according to him, he said it sounded like it looked like somebody had left it out like in a garage, like covered in grease and stuff for like 2 or 3 years. And then my grandpa got it, of course, and then he himself, he never did much with it. He popped it, you know, he went out and shot with it a few times. But he never did much to it, and never really cleaned it up either. And then my dad got it, and then my dad, same story, just kind of kept it. And I mean, my dad did clean it up, and I've cleaned it up over the years, but never really shot it. I mean, it's been shot a little bit, and then it's been covered in gunk and left dirty for a little bit. I'm honestly surprised. you know, according to the stories. I'm honestly surprised it's not rusted and pitted to hell and back. It's really still in fine condition. Like the bluing and the wood grips, all still in nice condition. The only problem with it, and you guys have seen me, you know, expose it here a few times, is trying to get that cylinder to open. It locks up. It's like the cylinder inside the frame is crooked, like it's leaning to like this side more inside the frame, and that may be a result from it being neglected for decades and decades. And I find it, because see, I'm pressing that button in and pushing on that cylinder as much as I can, as hard as I can, and it won't come out. It will, but yeah, you gotta play with it. And see, that's kind of why I'm thinking to myself that maybe I shouldn't try to strive to carry this and just, you know, have it for a range toy, because now that it's mine, I'm going to shoot it a lot more often, but I don't know. Questions and answers that have yet to be seen and made apparent. There it goes. See, I'll have to get that looked at, see what that problem is, why that locks up as bad as it does. It's had that problem for years. I don't know. Sometimes it will lock up, and other times it'll open easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't know, I'm done fooling with it. Anyway, new handgun, and I will I'll try ammo tests with it and stuff like I do my shotguns and my rifles. It's a nice handgun. I'm not very familiar or as up to date on this specific model like I am a few others, but I do know, I think it's one that Smith & Wesson doesn't make anymore, the 17-3. Yep. That annoys me that I can't just, you know, press that button and it easily come out. But it has always irritated me. But there it is. Figured I'd let you guys all see that I do have another new toy in the collection. Another fine addition to the collection. Yep. Even though we've had it for years, but you know. Well, anyway, guys, this has been Plisken by 51mm. I will be getting in on the shotgun video a little bit later this week. Kind of had to take a break there. Part 1 was pretty strenuous to come up with and produce, simply because of how long it was and how time consuming it was, and getting it to go together and then fighting my computer at the same time. So I will be getting back into it and doing episode 2 here soon. Still won't open. But yeah, that will be coming later this week. I'll have it uploaded. Where you need to go to see the parts, the different parts of it, is Simple Reviews. My playlist called Simple Reviews. It'll be in that section because I'm talking about chokes, and I figured that'd be a good spot to put it. So if you guys don't see this video, or you've seen part 1 and you're waiting for part 2, it'll be in Simple Reviews. Anyway, this has been Plisken by 51mm. See you guys all in the next video. Now, the big question is, are you feeling lucky?